If you have a military administration in the midst of a democracy that we are celebrating today, of all days, why did the president and the Senate president choose today, being Democracy Day in Nigeria, to read those undemocratic and unconstitutional and illegal communications to the National Assembly? I will not even bother to take constructive objections and concerns. Well, that tells you how the APC has reduced Nigeria's democracy to. I take very strong objections to that. And listening to the president's very flowery, otherwise impressive speech, let me say this. It's a good thing to make beautiful declarations of principles and show democratic commitment. Words don't show democratic commitment. What matters is actions, actions and actions. The president touched on some notes that were right, recognizing those who fought for democracy. And I was a young man in the trenches myself. And because of those, joined the AD. The president knows that. But you cannot be celebrating democracy. You cannot be flaunting yourself as a Democrat on the one hand, and on the other hand, be trampling democracy under your big presidential foot in Rivers State. The president missed a golden opportunity to raise and deepen democracy in Nigeria by restoring on today's Democracy Day democratic and normal civil constitutional rule in Rivers State. Of all the things the president said, the president was silent about Rivers State. And today is about democracy. Today is not about repression. Today is not about suppression of the views of the people of Rivers State. Today is about respecting and upholding the democratic rights under the Constitution and the laws. These issues that some of us feel passionate about, it's not because of Fubara's nationality. It's not about Fubara's party, if he has any. And these days, you can't even be sure which party people belong to. But these are issues about respecting the democratic rights of the people of Rivers State under the Constitution. So I'm disappointed, firstly, that the president never said a word about the undemocratic developments in Rivers State, which he has enabled, which he has brought about, which he has sanctioned, and which he continues to sustain. And creating an impression as if all is well. No. As long as any part of Nigeria is under military rule, democracy is endangered in Nigeria as a whole.
As members of the Rivers State Caucus in the National Assembly, we watched with utter dismay the vituperations of Senator Henry Seriake Dickson of Bayelsa West Senatorial District in his press briefing, wherein he expressed his anger at the emergency rule in Rivers State and chided the President of the Federal Republic for not using his June 12 address before the National Assembly to restore suspended Governor Similaye Fubara to office. Let it be categorically stated that Rivers State is not under military rule. The current administrator of the state, Vice Admiral retired Ebok Ete Ebas, is a retired military officer, just as Senator Seriake Dickson is himself a retired police corporal, but a serving senator. Both of them cannot be serving personnel of the armed forces. The implication of retirement is clear. Once an officer retires, he becomes a civilian, and any leadership role he occupies is subject to civilian laws, norms, and democratic oversight. To label the current administration as military rule is therefore misleading and intellectually disingenuous. The declaration of a state of emergency in Rivers State was a necessary constitutional intervention aimed at preserving peace, protecting lives, and restoring institutional order.